Roosters and Sea Eagles face off in another NRL Finals Classic. I'm Darcie McDonald, joined by former NRL winger Josh Mansour to preview this big game. And Josh, the Roosters got beaten right out of the gates against the Panthers last weekend. How do they ensure that doesn't happen against Manly, a team with a lot of firepower of their own?
Well, they need to start fast. I thought they were cruising, particularly the first 20 minutes of that game last week. Listen, I'm not going to take anything away from the Penrith Panthers. Like, they probably played the best 20 minutes of football I've seen this year. So obviously the Roosters, they're on the back foot. They've had a lot of key personnel go down with injury, with Sammy Walker in particular, the Cheese and Victor Radley. So they're massive losses to this team. They do get back Jared Hargraves, and obviously I feel like there's a lot going behind this game. It's Jared's could be his last game in the tricolours, so hopefully they go out there and have a big, fast start against Manly Eagles.
Yeah, well, a lot of players are leaving at the end of this year for the Roosters. Luke Keary and Joseph Manu are a couple of star names, but no one is bigger or more popular amongst the Chook pen than, of course, Jared Hargraves, and he does return from suspension this week straight into the starting lineup. How important is his presence in that Roosters pack?
It's really important. You know, Jared is probably one of the biggest firebrands in the competition. It can be detrimental at times, though. You know, he's probably one of the most suspended players this year, which is no surprise, right? But I think with the Roosters, like the momentum they have and obviously the meaning behind this game with the guys like Joey Manu, Luke Keary and Jared leaving, I think this is their premiership window, and I think they've known that all year. They've been the best attacking side in the competition, but they have to try and solve it, and they have to play a different style and brand of football to beat Manly this weekend. They cannot go back to their old ways and play like the way they did with Sammy Walker steering the ship. Unfortunately, those days are gone, and I feel like it's a great opportunity for Sam Smith to really step up to the plate and deliver, because next year there's obviously question marks. Who's going to be their starting halves? They obviously got Chad Townsend coming in to fill the void for the injured Sammy Walker. But now the big responsibility on Sam Smith is this weekend.
Well, turning to Manly, and that was a fantastic come-from-behind win against my Bulldogs last Sunday. Daly Cherry-Evans led the way, but some of the younger players like Lehigh Hopewadi and Tolutau Kola really stood up to be counted as well.
Yeah, those young guys really stepped up. Lehigh Hopewadi, what an absolute brilliant take to set up Ethan Bullimore to get him under the sticks there. I think their resilience really showed last week. One guy I want to highlight is Hamola Olukwatu. That matchup against him and Viliami Kikau was just mouth-watering.
Didn't disappoint
at all. And I thought Viliami did a pretty good job to keep him quiet. He was rushing up out of the line and trying to stop Homola's momentum, but he's just so big and strong. Like, he can just absolutely dead the line back, even if he doesn't have a run-up start. So I'm sure that's not going to be any different this week. And I'm sure he's going to be targeting Luke Keary and Sam Smith this week, whoever's going to be lining up against him, which is a bit alarming. But yeah, I think Manly have got the ingredients to really cause an upset this weekend. You know, they've got the experience within the spine. But I'm still worried about Tommy Trbojevic. You know, he's coming off that grade 3 AC joint injury. I thought he was brave coming off that win last week and getting through that game. But he did look a bit gingerly at times, so I'm a bit worried still.
Well, do you expect Roosters coach Trent Robinson to copy the blueprint? And how does Turbo and Manly counter the extra attention?
Well, he's got to take a lesson out of his own book. So last week, they didn't want to focus all their attention on sending traffic down Nathan Cleary's side. And I think a perfect example was 2019 in that grand final. The Melbourne Storm, their whole playbook was around trying to get to Cooper Cronk when we all knew he was injured. And I think the same is this week. They can't just keep all their attention on Tom Trbojevic, because you're going to unlock guys like Luke Brooks and Daly Cherry-Evans and all their outside men. So I think you definitely need to take Daly Cherry-Evans' time away. You need to try and get as much kick pressure on him as possible. But of course, you do need to limit opportunities for Tom Trbojevic. He's one of their main playmakers. So to me, it's a no-brainer, but it can't be solely on Tom.
Okay, easier said than done, right?
Exactly.
In 2013, there were 2 great finals games played between these two clubs. The Roosters won the first one 4-0 and then backed it up 3 weeks later to take the grand final in a fantastic match. Do you think the same thing happens here, or can the Sea Eagles cause the upset?
Jeez, it's such a hard one to pick, isn't it?
Like, this is the hardest one.
Exactly. Like, both teams, what about a matchup with James Tedesco, Trbojevic? Obviously, Trbojevic is playing around that 50%. Still did a pretty good job last week. I'm leaning towards an upset here, Darcy.
Really?
I'm thinking Manly for, I don't know why. I was pretty happy with their display last week against the Bulldogs. Like, their resilience again, like coming up against the Bulldogs, who are one of the best defensive sides of the competition. 50,000 screaming Bulldogs fans as well, and to come from behind and get that win. I was really impressed. And I feel like the losses of Sammy Walker, the Cheese, and Victor Rallies, like, they're massive losses, and you don't know what to expect from Sam Smith at this time. Still very green, rookie, hasn't played any finals experience. I'm leaning towards the latter in Manly Eagles.
Okay, thanks, Josh.
No worries.
If you want to see this match live, simply go to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the game, you can still watch it on Channel 9, Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or KO. Kickoff is at 7:50 p.m.